25th of April. I'm going to sow some more seeds now. So I've got the sweet corn, Swift, cucumbers, courgettes, some Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to be sowing it all in some compost that B&Q have donated for me to test, you know, because they've given me some to actually try out, some different varieties of compost, different brands. Because I got in touch with them and they, you know, I said, like, you know, have you got any compost you would like me to put to the test on my YouTube channel? And pretty much immediately I got an email back saying, yeah, fine, come up to your local store, speak to the manager and we'll sort you out. So they couldn't be more helpful. So I called in and he took me around the store with a shopping trolley, and he said, oh, what do you want? So what do you want me to test? You know, and he just gives us a load of bags of compost to try out. So thank you very much, B&Q, much appreciated, and I will test it best I can. Because it's a little bit late, you know, for certain things, but yeah, it's either been uploaded or it'll be uploaded soon. The actual starting certain things in pots and what actual composts are being tested. But for in this video, there's just a Verve seed and cutting compost that I'm testing. It's in a 20-litre bag, so it's a bit different than what I'm used to, you know, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Right, I'm going to sow some sweet corn and some beans and probably some Brussels sprouts as well, I think. So there'll be the Swift and the Cobra, which is a French climb bean I usually grow, and the sprouts, I think the Maximus. I grew them last year. I've got enough seeds left, I'll sow some of them. I'm going to put them all in this seed and cutting compost. It's been kindly donated by B&Q to test out. So I'll give it a whirl. Whether it needs vermiculite in it or not, I don't know yet until I open it. Let's tip some out and see how it looks. Fairly loam based. Gotta be a little bit careful with water, it can blank it a bit. But there's some fibres in there. It's not really lumpy and chunky. It's like loam, sand and fibre. It's not too bad, to be honest. Probably wants a bit of breaking up. So we'll give it a go. Right, first of all, I'll do these sprouts because it's the smallest tray, so that's just as the stuff was in the bag. I have mixed some with some vermiculite for me, cucumbers and the courgettes. I'm just going to get one of these like I usually do and just press that down a bit, and then I'll just pre-water that. Probably the only watering it gets until they germinate. Seeds. So the variety is Maximus, last year's seed, so should still be okay. How many I've got left? Quite a few. Don't know where they're going to end up yet, so I'm just going to just dot them about in there. Because I might end up putting them in my fruit cage. So they're about, they'll end up probably 5-6 mil deep. Got a bit of compost inside here and there. Put it right to the top. Take any excess. Just get that and give it a bit of a light pressing down so it's all in good contact. So that's the sprouts done. I'll label them in a bit. Right, so I'll move this off to the other side, wipe up that moisture there. Right, we shall do the climbing beans next. So I've got my root trainers filled with the same stuff, the B&Q seed and cutting compost. So we'll see how it is. It's a bit more loamy than what I usually use, but we shall see how we go. of seeds open here, so we'll go with them ones first. You always get a few that are like chipped or broken, so just have a quick look as you're sowing them. Now on the bean they have like a little white bit underneath. I don't know where you can see that, but it's just there. Just there. That's where the sprout will come from, so I always plant that on the downward side. Some people put them in long ways, which is fine. It's just if you don't put them deep enough, sometimes they can struggle to get rid of the actual seed, so they want to be a good, you know, ½ inch to 1 inch down. Just got to be careful with these because they do rot off quite easy. You know, so sometimes I'll give them a water from the top just to settle them in, but bulk of the time it's usually, depending if it's the usual compost where it's quite fibrous, I'll just soak it from the bottom. And these will just go in the little greenhouse thing inside the polytunnel. And if it gets a bit cold, I'll take them in at night, but they should be okay. So more than what I'll probably need here. It's just always like to sow enough just in case any germination failure, because sometimes it can be the seed, you know, you can plant them in identical ways and one comes up, one doesn't. Why that happens, well, no idea. Not sure how many's in it, 28 I think they usually like to do. I can't remember how many I fit in that bed now at the allotment. I'll be doing some in back garden here as well, and there's some other ones I'll be doing called tender green. They'll be later on in the year. I'll do them to wait for some things to get ready and harvest and get them out of the way, because I've still got some beans left from last year in the freezer, so they should just last. Should start harvesting these July hopefully, but they won't be going outside in the ground till the very end of this month or into next month. Same as the sweet corn. I've still got probably a good 3 weeks at least risk of frost, and the way this spring's been so far is a bit unpredictable. It's been cold, a lot colder than normal, and there was a few people that had problems with frost. You just get a sudden dip in temperature. Yeah, I thought I'd give this compost a whirl, see what it's like. I don't think it's expensive or anything like that. So it was kindly donated by B&Q for doing a bit of a compost sort of test. Different brands that they stock. So I think they're all fairly deep enough then. I'll just give it a compost in. It's got a little bit of a Mickey light in this top stuff, but it's just to bury in. Pat down, take off the excess. And that's okay. I'm going to be a bit sparing water-wise, because it is fairly damp this anyway. Just give it a moment to drain and give it another flick. So that's the Cobra French climbing beans done. Right, we shall do the sweet corn next. Right, so I've got 7cm pots, which is what my garlic was in, so at last they've come sort of free. This compost has dried out quite quick on top already. So I'm just going to dip some little holes with my finger. Don't have to be too deep. Probably about ½ inch if that. I have soaked my sweet corn for a couple of hours. It's hardly done anything to it, like it's just swollen up a little tiny bit, but not something you have to do. You just pop one in each one. So just make sure they're all kind of nestled down. No certain way with sweet corn, but it tends to be sort of, it can land flat on its side then. Should be alright. That's one tray done. I'll just do a bit of compost, just fill that in. Same this won't go out, you know, until it's till they need to go out really. So, you know, when there's plenty of roots in the pot, that's when I'll put them out. Just give that a bit of a water. So I might end up using like a capillary matting for watering some of this stuff with it being quite loamy. It has got plenty of shreddy stuff in it. I think it's that core stuff, that coconut stuff. But that's the Swift. Another tray to do. Same again, just make some little holes. I mean, I've got room for about 25. I've got some other sweet corn called Northern Extra Sweet. I've had an idea for. It's not quite sure yet. I'll have to see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes, if I decide to do it. Yeah, if you're a bit unsure about seeds, really, it's kind of whatever your seed is, double that depth. Doing that, and that's how deep you want to do it. 2-3 times the depth of the seed. Got a few left. They've been wet, but I could dry them out and they'll be fine. You know, and it's a bit strange when sweet corn germinates. It just looks like a blade of grass because it's related to the grass. If this compost is okay. Should be okay. I think a lot of times you just get used to something. Yeah. Familiar with working with, and anything different you a bit what's it at first, but there's plenty of times you just throw a seed on the ground and it germinates fine, and then you pamper something and it doesn't. So most of it is human error, really. That's the sweet corn done. Okay, next up we're going to do the courgettes and cucumbers. Got a new variety of cucumber I'm going to try out, as well as the usual. But the courgette is a seed called Defender. That's the variety. I've grown other ones, but I've just end up going back to Defender the last couple of years. So with most of the sort of squash family or curbrate families, the seeds are sort of, you know, that sort of shape. And you want to plant them on the thin edge, because it just prevents rotting off. So just push it down, you know, 1/2 inch. I only really need 4, but we'll do 6. just in case. That's them done. Just get a little bit of compost in the holes. Fill them in. And just be careful watering that cucumbers and courgettes and squash, because they're prone to a little bit of seed rot and neck rot as well. So once it's germinated, it's important that you really water from the bottom. Put a label in that. Right, my usual one, Fem Spot cucumber. You only get 6 seeds, but I'm just going to do 3. Same again, probably nearly as deep or just a bit shallower maybe because they're a smaller seed. Same again on their edge. Straight in. Compost fill in. I'll put some propagator lids on these as well. I might actually put them inside for a couple of days, just to be on the safe side, on the windowsill. The other one's Cucumber Carmen F1. Handy thing is with F1 varieties is you tend to not get bitter fruits because there's no male flowers. But if they get a bit stressed, then yeah, they can produce male flowers. But if you're stuck for cucumbers, market more's good. Greenhouse or outdoors. It's reliable. They look a bit funny, but they taste alright. And they're pretty foolproof. That's the Carmen. A bit of water. That's it for them. I think that's pretty much all the sowing done for a while anyway. Right, that's it for this video. So just a bit of seed sowing, some different compost than what I'm used to. Like I say, the B&Q donated it for me to test. So it was just he approached a few companies, and just one in particular, that got back in touch. And because it's a nationwide branch, I thought it's a good video to do, because if anyone's new to gardening, they might not be near a garden centre, but they might be near like a B&Q or a Wicks or just a general like a DIY centre. So they lay their hands on some compost. There isn't a particular type that'll be outstanding. I think that they're all good in their own way. But some will be better than others. But that's what I've agreed to do. Is test them, not do too much. Some of them might have a bit of feed in them now and then. But I thought, well, I'll start with sowing some seeds, and then obviously there's other things that are going to be done along the way, and we'll see what we get from them. I'll probably be using some of my usual stuff as well. Obviously not the evergreen stuff I've had a problem with. It's put me off that, but I've got some more seeds sown in it, but we'll just see how they come on. But like I say, it caused me a lot of problems this year, that stuff. So I'll just put that behind me for now and crack on this new bit of sowing, and hopefully the second half of the season will be a lot better. So thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.